Well, it's that time again to reseed the backyard. This is going to be my second time, stage 2 of doing it. I got a Toro TB360. Currently, usually mow. I start to work my way down a ½ an inch every week to get ready for overseeding. We're gonna bring it down to the 4th notch, just so I can get it a little bit lower. And I know sometimes people talk about not going too short. You start to see some of the brown in the grass. This is a good representation of some fescue grass that me and my neighbor used to share before I put the fence up. This is some Scott's fescue grass, and my neighbor mows really short, like 2 inches, 2.5, and it's been here so long, just getting a really good healthy root system, that it's okay if you mow it a tad bit shorter than usual, because once it's established and there, it's a little tougher to kill. You don't shock it. Don't go from like 6 inches to 2 inches. Try to respect the 3rd rule of never cutting off more than 1/3 of an inch if you can, but if you get backed up, things happen. So this is about 2,600 square feet, about a 52 by 52 space. I'm gonna mow down, bag it, then I'm going to aerate, and then overseed. And then I might pick up a fertilizer tomorrow, but I'll water it in today. So just this area, I'm dealing with grass. The rest of the yard has a different plan. So I'll show a few of my steps, whatever I can actually catch on camera.
I never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy.
Okay, so just finished mowing a little bit shorter, and the reason for mowing it a little bit shorter is to give myself some extra time before I have to do my first mow. Don't know, I'll find out later once I watch the video back, but I know I had a lot of different motions. Got some up down, had some half moons, we had some verticals, and just cutting from all those different angles just helps collect and push the grass a different direction. My yard is pretty leveled. It's not the best, but it's a lot better than where it was originally before I've done all this work to it. So now comes the aerating. I'll try to set this up somewhere possibly in the shade so I can get a couple good shots. My aerator's a little different. I'll go get it so I can show it a little better. All right, on today's episode of Pimp My Ride, we have a old school 23-inch Ryan aerator. Old school meaning this is a 1990 model. It's got that Wisconsin Robin engine on it. Picked this up, Facebook find. Honestly, I thought it was a lot smaller than what it really is. Belts are a tad bit hard to come by for it, but she's mine. I like her. So the thing I like about this aerator is the way that it operates. It actually beats down into the ground instead of the traditional, well, the style I see a lot now, the roller style. So this is a little bit easier on your turf. It just punches the holes straight down into the ground, and this gives a home to the seed beds. Gives them a home to go fall into. You know, the whole reasoning behind aeration is you give the seed a home to fall into. It keeps it moist while it's in that hole, while you also water it at least 2 times a day. 2 times a day is ideal. 3 times is perfect. And once a day if you really have a hard time with getting any water down. If you're unable to water your own seed and you are purely depending on Mother Nature, you risk Mother Nature washing away a lot of your seeds if you have 7 to 6 days of constant rain in the forecast. If that is your case, I would recommend at least trying to aerate. This way, at least those seeds will be down into some holes while the water washes across the holes. So right now, I am about to fire up the aerator, do my passes. This is 2,600 square feet. I'm gonna do the math and weigh out my seeds. I'll do that in the next section just to talk about that a little bit. But this section is just the aeration, putting the holes in the ground, and then we will come back and take a look at the little plugs. I'll walk you over to the area as I recently aerated today, just to give you an idea what that looks like. So this I would consider to be a very poor condition lawn. When you're measuring out your seeds, they have different rates of how many pounds per 1,000 square feet, depending on the condition of your lawn. If you are doing bare dirt, poor lawn, or if you have a nice lawn, there's different rates. So this little island's already done. Seed is down, aerated. I do need to water this in, but the seed work is done. As the sun goes down, this will give me more time to keep it moist tonight. So seed is down, back to the backyard. I'll probably put some music over this because I got my fan going in the background just to try to cool down my GoPro camera. It's pretty hot out here. But aeration's kind of fun to watch, so I'll keep this in real time. No time lapse for this one. after a short little break intermission. The seed choice that I have been going with has been GCI. Pete is the person who sells the GCI brand. He's a YouTuber and also a lawn turf expert. Sorry if I don't have his title correct, but he does a lot of landscaping and does a lot of grass, wiffle ball fields, schools, churches, things of that nature. But he also uses his own product at his house, so he does a lot of testing. He uses the seed, the different variety blends of seed, and since I'm in the same zone, I like the results that he was getting. I have noticed that the variety of seeds that he has chosen is a very dark variant of fescue and Kentucky bluegrass, and when you put my lawn next to a lot of the other lawns in my neighborhood, my dark green grass really stands out in a good way. So I have continued to use him. The Cool Blue is a mix of fescue and Kentucky bluegrass, just so that the Kentucky bluegrass will be a spreader. So as it matures and roots, it'll eventually start to go underneath the ground and pop up in some of your bare spots, which will help you fill in spaces over time. The Blue Heat is a pure Kentucky bluegrass, so it's just going to spread once it gets mature. And this is my newest bag of just tall fescue. The ages of the bag: the Cool Blue is coming up on 2 years old, so I'm definitely going to use all of it this year. Usually with grass seeds, they said if you keep them dry, they'll last you about 2 years. Every year you keep the grass seeds, I believe your germination rate, like all the bags have like a how much germination rate. They'll germinate like 85%, 95%. So I believe every year that number goes down a tad bit. So this is my second year with it, so I'll definitely be getting all of that out this year. This is the Blue Heat, which is all Kentucky bluegrass. Is 1 year old, and this is a fresh bag that I just ordered this year, actually like 2 weeks ago, and it was here in a week. No sticker this time, but I understand prices are going up, shipping's going up, everything's going up, and he's still trying to keep things affordable for the DIY crowd. So this is my seed lineup. Price wise, believe it or not, you're looking at close to like $600 worth of seed right here in front of you, you know, all used up, of course. On stage 1 of the backyard, which is the 2,600 square feet, the Blue Heat went down last year, mainly Blue Heat and a little tiny bit of fescue, but mainly the Blue Heat, because I wanted to mow at a shorter height. And Kentucky bluegrass, you can get away with mowing at a shorter height, but you do need to irrigate or at least wet your seeds from time to time, wet your grass, to maintain something like that in this summer heat. This summer was something different. Everybody got beat up this year, so it's hard for people to say like, oh, this grass seed didn't work, that one didn't hold up to the heat. Some people are overseeding in the springtime. They didn't have a lot of time for the seeds to really take root and mature, and some just overseeded in the fall, and they have harsh winters. So there's a lot of different things that affects people's success rate with different seeds. Some are gonna die, some are gonna live on. You keep on overseeding, and you keep on adding the same product or a similar product, so you can get that nice uniform look, and eventually you'll have such thick, dense grass that it'll block out the weeds from being able to grow and thrive in your yard. Truly, the way my yard is, it's not that thick yet. The more and more I overseed, it's going to get thicker and thicker. But still, even when weeds do pop up and they look out of place, I can go up to that weed, spread my grass, and then I can pick it out if I really wanted to. You don't have to use a bunch of chemicals. I'll get back into now the how much to put for the area. Everybody's a little different when it comes to how much to put down. The recommended rate from GCI, let me get out my phone. I took a picture this way. I can tell you kind of exactly what it says. Okay, so when it comes to, all right, oh, I took a little picture. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, I'll just read it. But when seeding to bare ground, meaning you're starting from ground zero, you don't have any turf at all, 10 pounds of grass seed per 1,000 square feet. So every 1,000 square feet, you should be spreading 10 pounds of grass seed. If you have a existing lawn, and you consider it a nice lawn, then anywhere from 3 to 6 pounds per 1,000 square feet. If you have a existing poor lawn full of weeds, not a lot of grass, then 6 to 8 pounds per 1,000 square feet. If you don't know the condition of your lawn, you can go off of what others have told you about your lawn. If people have said, hey, you have a nice lawn, then do the 3 to 6. If people have said, man, your yard needs help, do the 6 to 8 pounds. Some will die, some will live, some will germinate, some won't germinate. That's just the seed life, okay? There's not a whole bunch of magic to this. You know, you just keep on doing it year after year. Get into that habit. Give it time to germinate. Keep the seeds moist. And eventually, you'll have something worth bragging about. For me, a lot of people tell me I have a nice lawn. So I'll be in that 3 to 6. Probably do on the higher side of 6 pounds per 1,000. I'm sitting at 2,600, so 12 pounds will cover 2,000 square feet, and then at 600 I'll probably put in 16 pounds, probably 17 pounds. I'll put down 17 pounds of seed down in the backyard to overseed. I'm gonna be doing a cool blue to get some of that fescue. I'll mix in a scoop or two of the Kentucky, just to help me out for next year, because I don't know what the summer is going to be like next year. But this summer was brutal. I didn't water anything. The grass was decent. I probably started cutting it 3 inches to 4 inches just to maintain it. And some weeks I skipped cutting it just to give that crown some extra protection of the roots so they wouldn't dry up and get burnt up. And this year, new bag wise, I'm only putting fescue out in the front. I'm not going to be doing any Kentucky. I got some Kentucky already out there mixed in. I mainly just want to hit it with some nice fresh fescue, and I'll probably throw in a few scoops of the Kentucky bluegrass, the blue heat, since this is just pure Kentucky bluegrass. The seeds themselves are really fine. They're really fine, small granular. And how small they are and so many of them. I really do feel like I brought caviar, especially when you look at the price of these versus the cool blue. Seeds are a lot bigger, but there's also some bluegrass mixed in, so I got some smaller ones in there too. The way I'm gonna weigh it out, I got a food scale and a plastic bowl. Unfortunately, one hand recording, first person view, POV. I will, just so I can like stay on track for this, probably won't record this whole process, but put the bowl on there, zero it out. Take a scoop, shake it so you don't spill it everywhere when you come out. We said 17 pounds. You do the math for 17 pounds times 12 ounce. Give me a second. Alright, sorry, I'm back. I had a phone call. But putting down 17 pounds, and there are 16 ounces in a pound. So if you just want to do ounces, because your scoop device is only weighing in ounces, I will be 272 ounces is what I need. And since I'll be doing this a scoop at a time, I have 12 ounces currently in there out of the 272 ounces that I need. So I minus that by the 12. Now I need 260 ounces more. And I'll continue that process until I have my 17 pounds. And then I'll spread. So then I'll be back. Alright. So, I did upgrade my scooper to a bigger scooper, so I was able to fit about 2 pounds at a time. 32, anywhere from 32 to 41 ounces a dump with the scoops. I have some fresh fescue seeds in here, some of the old cool blue seeds in here, and some blue heat in here. I know my germination rate's gonna vary, but it's gonna be a nice mix of all the grass types that I want. I mainly wanted fescue in my backyard. I mean, mainly Kentucky bluegrass, but due to the fact I don't have irrigation, I need some of that fescue just to help me out some. And the fescue looks nice, and once it gets rooted and mature, I'm pretty sure it'll be okay with some 3 to 2 inch cuts from time to time. This is my Scott spreader. Some people don't like the Scott spreader. I do. When it comes to the setting, I start off small, 3, I'm gonna do 4, 4.5. Probably I'll bump it up to, but at least 4. And I'll just walk. I'll walk around, get my perimeter first, put up the little shield. There's the little Scott's guard. So I'll block it from shooting out the side. I'll do that on my perimeter walk. Then I'll open it and just spread it out throughout the whole thing. When will I stop walking? Once all of that's done. Once you become a pro at this, you can, you might be able to, set it to a 7 or a 6 or an 8 and get all of this out one time and actually cover it evenly. But just starting out, it's okay to get some extra cardio in and just walk. Just keep on walking until all your seeds are out. See that little guy? He's looking for snacks. And that's another reason why we aerate, because the birds will definitely be trying to come eat some of your seeds. So you'll lose some seeds to the birds as well. That's just the name of the game. But I don't really think I need to show the seeding process. It's just walking and spreading the seed until it's all done, and then aerate. And then you water it. I'll be putting down my fertilizer tomorrow. I might add a part like that to the video when I put down the fertilizer. And I might mix up some tenacity to spray, but I feel like that's getting into some not advanced stuff, but advanced stuff. Just for the basic overseeding, that's the steps. Measure your area, cut your grass a little bit lower, open up the ground with some holes, fill the ground with some seeds. You can cover some of those, peat moss, something like that, a little topsoil, and then water, and then patience. Sip some coffee, sip some tea, read a book. 7 to 21 days, you should see some good stuff. Kentucky bluegrass seed takes the longest to actually germinate and pop up to 21 days. The blue heat, I've seen some really fast seeds pop in 7 to 8 days, but that's not always the case. Kentucky bluegrass needs up to at least the 21. So patience, young grasshoppers, and happy mowing. Hopefully this video helped out some. I'll put it all together, see what it looks like, see if there's anything I left out, but it's not that crazy to get a nice lawn. It just takes time, and it depends on your starting point. So if you have any questions, concerns, anything like that, just post them up. I'll try to answer them whenever I pop in and check my comments. Have a good one. Signing out. So, finally reached the last step, and that is water. Water all these seeds in. Hopefully they hold on to their moisture and germinate in a couple days. I'll be trying to water at least twice a day. I'll be in the 90s, so I'll try to shoot for 3 times, but definitely at least morning and evening watering, just to get things going in the backyard. And then in about 3 weeks, I'll repeat this whole process on the front yard. But kick back, relax, enjoy the new grass growth.